Jack Schlossberg, 23, the youngest child of Caroline Kennedy and Ed Schlossberg, and the only grandson of JFK and Jackie Kennedy, has been stepping into the political spotlight more and more lately, and on Sunday he presented the 2016 John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award in honor of his late grandfather. People gave you the lowdown on Schlossberg last year, but here are 5 new things to know about him. 1. Schlossberg has been living in Japan the past year. Schlossberg, whose mother, Caroline, is the U.S. ambassador to Japan, graduated from Yale in 2015 with a degree in history with a focus on Japanese history. After graduation, he joined his mom in Japan, where he worked at Suntory, a distillery company, where he assisted the CEO's office with research and speech writing, and studied the Japanese language. 2. Schlossberg is becoming one of the more public Kennedys of his generation. While his older sisters, Rose and Tatiana, have become more visible this past year, Rose, 27, recently launched a comedy web series offering females tips for surviving an apocalypse, while her sister, Tatiana, 25, is a reporter for the New York Times. It's Jack who has been more vocal about politics. He recently wrote an essay for Time in which he called for courage on the Syrian refugee crisis and praised the recipient of this year's JFK Profile and Courage Award, Connecticut Governor Daniel P. Malloy, for welcoming a family of Syrian refugees into his state. He also wrote an essay for Politico in January in which he condemned Ted Cruz's suggestion that if JFK were alive today, he would be a Republican. Were my grandfather alive today, he'd be excited about how far we have come as a nation since 1963. He would feel a sense of urgency about the challenges that lie ahead, and he most certainly would not be a Republican, Schlossberg wrote. In fact, he added of his grandfather, he would be shocked by just how far the Republican Party has lost its way. 3. As the new face of the JFK Profile and Courage Awards, Schlossberg has displayed his grandfather's famous charm. With his mom overseas in Japan, Schlossberg noted today that he hadn't been in a room full of native English speakers in almost a year, and then added with a smile, then again, we're in Boston so English speakers may not be entirely accurate. 4. Schlossberg has the family's gift for outdoor sports. He ran his first triathlon earlier this year on Long Island and has recently started kiteboarding. 5. Those close to Schlossberg say he takes after his uncle John F. Kennedy Jr., who died in 1999. Though Schlossberg has described himself as a student of his grandfather's life, legacy, and administration, people who know him well say he has a lot in common with his uncle JFK Jr. Jack is very much interested in John, a friend of John's told People in 2015. He has an ease and a sense of humor. And he loves being compared to him. John was a rare kind of celebrity who grew up with being famous and had fun with it and didn't let it take over his life. And soon, we may be seeing more of Schlossberg, who is planning to move to Washington, D.C., to work on climate change. Jack's a great young man, and in the family tradition, he's a thoroughbred, Governor Malloy tells People. And I think he's going to have a great public life, if he should so choose.